Today, we are going to talk about something that's just a reality of our digital lives: cyberbullying. Think of this as a guide, really, a way to understand the world we're all navigating now and how to move through it safely and with confidence. Here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at how the world really has changed and why this digital version of bullying can hurt so much. Then we'll get into the common ways it happens, what you can actually do about it, and why old advice like just ignore it doesn't always work. Finally, we'll zoom out a bit and talk about building a safer online space for everyone.
So first up, the world changed. And that's not an exaggeration. We have to start by recognizing that the whole game has shifted. Bullying didn't just hop online, it completely transformed when it got there.
This right here really lays out the core difference. In the past, school might have been tough, but home was usually a safe zone. The bell would ring and you could get away. Today, with our phones in our pockets, it follows you home. It's in your room. And the audience, it's not just a few kids in the hall anymore. It could be hundreds, even thousands of people. And maybe the biggest change of all is that what happens online can stick around forever.
So, that leads us to the big question. Why does this stuff hurt so much? It's not just in your head. There are very real psychological reasons why bullying behind a screen can feel so incredibly intense.
Okay, let's get on the same page with a clear definition. Cyberbullying is the use of digital technology with the repeated intent to harm, embarrass, or intimidate someone. Those are the key words right there: repeated and intent. This isn't a one-off accident. It's a targeted pattern. There are really three big factors that make it so painful, and the first one is all about scale. Just think about it for a second. A mean comment in person might be heard by, 5 people? 10? But online, a humiliating post or a nasty message can be shared with a massive audience in an instant. That feeling of public humiliation gets amplified to a whole different level.
The second factor is its permanence. The internet, as they say, doesn't really have a delete button. Even if the original post gets taken down, it can live on forever in screenshots, forwards, and saved files. This creates something that some psychologists are now calling digital memory trauma. It's this persistent reminder of the harm, something that can pop up again at any moment and force you to relive it. It's like a wound that never quite gets a chance to heal.
And the third thing that makes this so hard to deal with is the attacker themselves. You see, anonymity changes how people behave. When someone can hide behind a fake username, their empathy just seems to plummet. They aren't looking you in the eye, they aren't seeing your reaction. And that disconnect, that distance, makes it so much easier for them to be cruel without feeling the weight of it.
Okay, so what does this actually look like day to day? Let's break down some of the most common tactics so you can spot them when they happen.
We see screenshot culture all the time, right? Where a private chat is suddenly blasted out for everyone to see. Or being intentionally left out of a group chat. That's just the new version of being excluded at the lunch table. Then there's the more subtle stuff, like mocking someone through memes or vague posts. And maybe one of the worst is when someone creates a fake account just to impersonate you and cause damage.
And if you take one thing away from this section, let it be this: your brain does not separate online pain and offline pain. The stress response it triggers, the anxiety you feel, it's all real. The harm is absolutely real.
So if the harm is so real, why do so many people stay quiet about it? Well, look at these reasons. The fears are completely understandable. You worry that if you tell someone, it'll get worse, that you'll be blamed, or lose your friends, or that your parents will just take your phone away. It's so important to acknowledge that these fears are valid.
Okay, so we understand the problem. Now let's shift gears and talk about solutions. We're going to walk through a clear, straightforward safety action plan. This is all about how you can take back some control.
There are 4 key steps. Number 1, and I know this is the hardest one, is to just pause. Don't fire back a response in the heat of the moment. Take a breath. Number 2, keep evidence. Screenshot everything. The messages, the username, the time and date. This is so important. Number 3, tell a trusted adult, a parent, a teacher, a school counselor, anyone. You are not meant to handle this on your own. And finally, number 4, use the tools the platforms give you. Block them, report the content, restrict their account. They are there for your safety.
And I need to be really clear on this point. If a situation ever escalates to threats of physical harm, or if someone is trying to blackmail you or force you to do something, that's a red line. That is when you must get help from a trusted adult immediately.
Your safety always comes first.
All right, let's tackle the most common piece of advice everyone gets. Oh, just ignore it. It usually comes from a good place, but honestly, it's often not enough. It's time for a smarter way to think about this.
So let's just ask it directly. Is ignoring it really the best strategy? Well, the truth is, it kind of depends on what the other person is trying to achieve. This table breaks it down perfectly. See, if someone's just a troll looking for a reaction, then yeah, ignoring them can work. You starve them of the attention they want. But if their goal is to humiliate you, to control you, or to actively damage your reputation, ignoring it probably won't make them stop. That's when you have to use that action plan we just talked about.
And you know, this isn't something you should have to figure out all on your own. This is a community thing. Parents and schools play a huge role here. Protecting kids today has to include digital safety. That means actually teaching young people how to report things online and building systems where they feel safe speaking up.
So let's wrap this up by looking at the big picture. Getting a handle on this stuff isn't just about avoiding bad experiences. It's about building resilience and helping create a digital world that's just healthier for everybody.
Learning how to handle the online world is a crucial life skill now. It's so easy to see this kind of cruelty and think it's some kind of personal failure, but it's not. It's a systemic problem. But there are things we can do. In our next explainer, we're going to get even more practical and focus on the skills you can use right in the moment. Thanks so much for joining me.